सहनावतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सवीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु विद्विषावहै। Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. So from today we are going to study one of the very beautiful and important chapter of Bhagwad Gita. You heard Bhagwad Gita? Bhagwad Gita is a discourse by Lord Krishna. And the discourse was given to his dear disciple Arjuna. But before we enter this second chapter of Bhagwad Gita, we have to just see the story behind. So the best way to start is to start with the story. So there was a kingdom in ancient India. In that kingdom, the monarchy was there. In monarchy, only one king is there and his family people. They are trained right from the childhood to take over the responsibility of being a king. And the eldest son in the family is supposed to become the next king. But somehow, because of certain situation, the elder brother was blind. And the younger brother took over the kingdom. And he ruled very nicely. The kingdom was Hastinapur. The name of that kingdom was Hastinapur. So when, the kingdom was going on, the country was being ruled very nicely. Everybody was very happy. The economy, the social status and everything was being taken care of very nicely. But the elder brother, the blind brothers, the ego was there, the ambition was there. Oh God, what happened? I could have become the king. I should have become the king. But somehow, my bad luck, I could not become the king. But he had a son. His name was Duryodhana. So he thought, okay, doesn't matter, I could not become a king, but he can become a king. And if my son, my dear son, if he can become the king, then I'll be very happy. Then all my ambitions and dreams will be fulfilled. So he calculated and he manipulated situation in such a way. From the laws of the land point of view, the son of the king was supposed to become the next ruler. But this was the clash which was going on within the family. So in all the families, some kind of ambitions and ego breaks and all these things, they keep on going on. So many things happened, and later on, it was decided that, in case if these fellows are really the king, they should fight it over. Let us have a war. And in that war, whoever wins the war shall become the king. So the elder in the family, they tried to ward off that war, tried to avoid that war, but somehow every kind of proposition were rejected. So there was no other option except to fight the war. On one side was the Pandavas, they were called as Pandavas. And these children of that blind king was called as Kauravas. So these Pandavas and Kauravas, they started planning for the war. The Pandavas, they were very righteous, very good, very caring, good management, good governance, righteous government, that kind of people they are, Pandavas. And the Kauravas, they were very manipulative, very selfish. They just wanted the kingdom just for their ego satisfaction. In case if they needed to kill somebody, their own brothers, they would not even, feel hesitant about it, and they'll go ahead and kill those fellows also. So they were bad people. So good people and the bad people, they were having some clash. Now this story of the clash between good and bad is the eternal story of life also. Not only in ancient times, in that historic times in this kingdom, but this is happening everywhere. When we see in our country, there are good people, there are bad people. When we see in any countries in the world, this is the story. There are some people who people like very much that they should become the king, they should become the rulers. They should become the chief, the boss. And on the other hand, there are people who are very manipulative, very selfish, and they pull the right strings as though, and then they try to get the kingdom. The wealth, the kingdom, everything. Now when, it was decided, okay, we will have a war. We are rulers, we are strong people, and we are not afraid of any war. If you want a war, okay, go ahead. We'll also try our best, and both these people, they garnered their own armies and soldiers, and final day, in a place called Kurukshetra, both these armies gathered, and the war was about to start. So when the war was about to start, the camera as though goes on Duryodhana. So Duryodhana is always thinking about his own, personal benefits and profits and gains and kingdom. Always from personal selfish point of view. So he was wondering, these guys, they are not in the kingdom also, but they managed to gather so much, forces. I have got 11 battalions and they have got 7. I never thought that they are going to get 7 battalions. In fact, we don't call that battalion, but it was Akshauhini Sena in lakhs. So 11 lakhs and 7 lakhs. So at that time he was wondering about his own self. On the other side were his own family people, his brothers, his uncles, his cousins. Everybody was not bothered about all that. And then the camera goes on the other side, on the side of the Pandavas. The main warrior on the Pandava side was Arjuna. Arjuna was one of the greatest warriors of those times. And he was in the Pandavas. Not only Arjuna, but there were others also, very, very good warriors. And they were extremely great warriors on the side of these Kauravas also. In fact, because of the turn of destiny, even their guru was on the other side. The person who had taught Arjuna, the Kauravas and the Pandavas, both these families, how to shoot arrows and wield the sword and fight a war and the strategy and various kind of things, that Guruji, whose name was Dronacharya, was also on the side of Kauravas. He had taken a vow that wherever I am working, I will continue to serve that. It was his personal vow, personal commitment towards his work. So he says, come what may, I will never go against the people from who are giving me money and food to eat. They are taking care of me. I will never go against them. And there was another person who was very, very respectable in the entire family. He was called Bhishma Pitama. Bhishma Pitama was such a great warrior that he had been given that Vardhan, we say, that you will die only when you wish to die. Nobody in the world will be able to kill you at all. Only when you wish that, okay, now enough, I'm going to retire now. I want to go away from this world. They were such great people. And the story of Bhishma is also a great inspiring story. He also happened to be on the side of Kauravas. Duryodhana was a great warrior. Another friend, who later on was discovered to be one of the close brothers. His name was Karna. Also very great warrior. He was also on the side of Kauravas. So Kaurava army was very, blessed. Great warriors on their side. And on this side, on the side of these good people, on the side of Pandavas, also they were good people, very, very great warriors, and the best amongst them was Arjuna. Now, when we see these two people, on one hand, the person who is going to be the king, Duryodhana, son of that blind king, through whom he wanted to become the king and satisfy his ego that, okay, now I have got the throne. So that Duryodhana was there. Evil person, selfish person, bad person. And on the other hand, this Arjuna was there, very good person, caring, sensitive, loving. At the same time, very hardworking and very intelligent also. So on these two people, they were as though the leaders of their army. So when Duryodhana went and saw, okay, all these fellows, they have garnered here, they have gathered here, and how should I strategize, how should I plan? And because those times, two armies standing in front of each other on horses, on elephants, on foot, whatever it is, on chariot. So that kind of times were there. So he was planning his strategy. And he was not bothered about anyone else. No loss of life, no killing the relatives. He had no feelings about all that. How should I manage to fulfill my dreams? How should I get that throne? That is the multi-million-dollar question. That alone is my dream. And everybody shall come and go in this world. Nobody matters. We have to learn to live in this world. So that kind of thinking was going on there. And on the other hand, Arjuna also had some problems. He had different set of problems. His problem was that, oh God, look at the times. Where has destiny brought us? Today I have got to kill my own relatives, my brothers, my guru. Today I am going to fight with my guru who has taught me how to hold bow and arrow. Today, look at the turn of events in my life. I am going to fight Bhishma Pitama, my grandfather, the most reverential person in the whole joint family. How will I do that? Is it right? We are supposed to be very good people. Now, is this goodness? Is this righteousness? That we should, forget about everything, just because of kingdom, just because of money, just because of some wealth, just because of some personal profits. Should I forget all the love and respect and the care which these people they have given us? How can I ever kill these people? So Arjuna had, emotional issues and also intellectual issues. What is right? My problem is to decide what is right under these situations. Is it all right that just for your personal purposes and personal life and personal dreams and personal comfort and conveniences, you should forget about everything else? You should forget about your family, your elders, your traditions. To hell with all these things. I will just go and fulfill my dreams. Is that right? Should I go in that direction? Or should I even, if need be, can I keep aside my dream of ruling and the throne and the kingdom? It was a very prosperous kingdom. It was a very powerful kingdom. So just because I have got dream of ruling this kingdom, I have to pay the price of killing my own guru, my brothers, my relatives, my uncles, my grandfather. So he had a different kind of a problem. Duryodhana had a different problem. How should I make my strategy and how should I, attack from this side or attack from that side or from center, Suddenly all the horsemen, they should rush in the center and then the arrow fellows and the thoughts. So all that planning was going on there. He had no feelings about his own killing his own people. So these are different kind of people. And different people have different problems. Situation is same. Many times the situation in a society is same, but the turmoils which are going on within the minds, they're different. Because of different set of reasons altogether. So Arjuna was wondering, what to do. Finally, he was such a caring, sensitive, and what we call as dharmic fellow. Righteous people are called dharma. They're following dharma. That which is right, that which is good, not only for me, but for everybody. Dharma is that path which you take in life which is good for you and also good for everyone, your family also, your society also, your country also. So should you, take that choice, or you should forget everybody and just go for the throne, for the power? You should somehow become the king and forget about all these things. Arjuna thought that no, I cannot do that. I think it is evil. It is very bad. And in case if I keep on, killing my own people for money, for wealth, then where is this going to end? Tomorrow I'll be killing my own children, my own wife, my own parents, everybody, because I want their property. I want their wealth. There'll be nobody in the world who can I really call my own. And there's nobody whom I can rely upon. Is the goal of my life is just to fulfill my desires and to hell with everybody else? Is that the way to live? Arjuna thought, no, I don't think so. I think a person should live in such a way that he should live intelligently, take up the challenges in life, face any kind of challenges. But at the same time, not only, do your best in every challenges, but work to make your world a beautiful place, your family a beautiful place. Your children, your parents, your husband, your wife, everybody should be blessed because they are related to you. So I should, go for that path. I'm not interested just for my own. Challenges will anyway come in life. Problems will anyway come in life. A person, who is just stealing, robbing, looting from somewhere, that person also has a problem. When in the night a robber goes in the streets and want to take away our things, he also has problems. Maybe he'll get caught. Maybe, there is some daya there. Maybe some huge dog. Maybe some other security cameras. Maybe some other kind of gadgets. And the fellow, suddenly siren goes and he gets caught. So he also has problems. Whether you take the wrong path of just, fulfilling your personal agenda and ego, or whether you take up that path of taking up the challenges but living for the well-being of everybody and you also. So Arjuna was of that kind. He said no. So his chariot and the charioteer, the fellow who was driving the chariot. In those times, one used to have a very, very intelligent charioteer, a person whom you can rely on. Because the reins of the horses are in the hand of that driver. The person who drives the chariot is called charioteer, Sarathi. So Arjuna had the Sarathi who was Lord Krishna himself. So he says, Krishna, I don't feel like fighting. I think, just for getting, wealth, fine, wealth is important. Money is important, I know. Many times with money in your pocket, the whole world is with you. Comfort is there and, pleasure is there. All kind of business propositions is there. With money you can do so much. And with money, if you have power also, certainly you are in a very good position to manage your life. So Arjuna told Krishna that, oh Krishna, I'm in a fix, My mind is not able to decide. What is the right path in life? Should a person, just plan for his or her own, future, personal dreams, personal agenda, ego fulfillment, is that the way to go? Or should I be a conscientious, caring person? A person, who lives for everybody. Wherever such a person goes, the whole world is happy with such a person. Oh, so nice, you have come, you are such a good person. I'm so happy. When Asangananda comes here, everybody is happy. Swamiji is happy, and Daya is happy, Guruji is happy, and the birds, they are happy. Everybody is happy. Because he cares for everyone. He serves everyone in whatever way he can. Maybe, he wants to serve in the whole world in a particular way, but that is secondary. Whatever you have right now, you can start serving over there and making your world a beautiful place. And even Alexei, when he comes, look at my Daya, the welcome which Daya gave you. No, I'll tell you a secret. I believe my dog so much that in case if my dog loves somebody, then I know that he has been given that certificate of goodness. And in case if my dog doesn't love somebody, then I have a question mark. This fellow may be some kind of a problem. Because, these fellows, they don't know the language, the presentation, but they can see the heart, they can see the feeling. They can see something deep inside. So whenever a guest comes, I don't look at that guest all the time. I look at Daya. I see how does my Daya, welcome them. In case if Daya starts doing the Daya dance, jumping and licking and being so happy, I know that that person is a person with good heart. And not only, Daya was happy to meet Alexei, but everybody was happy. When I told that Alexei is coming to ashram, Swamiji says, okay, Alexei, so nice. After 6 years, he is coming to ashram. Such a good person, and he can do any kind of service. He doesn't have any problem, any inhibitions, any kind of work which we say, Alexei, so happy. And he'll keep on doing. So good people have good friends. And my Daya gives certificate. So there are people in the world, who make the world a beautiful place. In the history of any country, any society, any family, there are always people who are good and there are always people who are selfish, who are petty, who don't bother about anybody, except their own dreams and fulfillment and wishes. That is all what they want. And history tells us, the world tells us, whenever you take up that path of utter selfishness, me and mine, my dream and my wish and my future and my this, and what about your old mother? And everybody will have to die one day, Swamiji. Even my mother will also have to die. I don't care about anybody. What can I do anyway? Everybody will go. So I don't care about anything. In case if you don't care about anybody, then you are like a bacteria or viral infection. You only make the whole system diseased. Everybody is not at ease. When other people, they are not at ease, that is called dis-ease. And in case if everybody is at ease and happy and pleasant, oh God, so nice. Who's coming? Okay, he's coming. Very good. Then nobody has disease. Everybody is at ease. So that is how a person should live. At least that is what was the philosophy of Arjuna. And on the other hand, Duryodhana, who was representing the whole army, whole party of selfish people. So when that kind of thing is there, they are only bothered about themselves. And nobody can, be believed there. You don't know when your boss will come and kill you also, because you are on the way of his power. So these selfish people, they are very dangerous, very bad. They're not good. And nobody, no religion, no philosophy, never in the history are these persons ever respected. You may somehow, get some power, somehow get some money, but a person, who just exudes all dirt and filth, that is all what these people, they exude. So Duryodhana, nobody liked from their heart, but he had to be respected because he was the ruling party. There are certain people in the ruling party whom you don't like, but still you have to respect. Yes, sir. No, sir. Okay, sir. Yes, madam. No, madam. Because they are in power. So Arjuna said to Krishna, Krishna, I don't want to fight the war. At the last moment, when the whole armies, both the armies, they are ready to fight. When the drums and the bugles and the conch, at that time, the beginning was not like that. It was a very good beginning. So there was, the conches used to be blown. Okay, now start. It was just like, any matches, boxing or wrestling, football or cricket. Once the whistle blows, then the, fight starts. Those times, war also was like that. So, everybody is ready to fight the war. At that time, the conches from that side, the shank which we blow in the mandir, you seen that shank? Oh. So that was blown. And everybody had special shank, from whose a different kind of special voice used to come out. And in the first chapter, the shank of everybody was described also. Krishna had this shank, and Arjuna had this shank, and Bhishma Pitama had this shank, and everybody had an ID, shank ID. So, because of certain reason, the Kauravas, they blew the shank. And once the shank is blown, so that means, officially the war has started. At that time, critical time, Arjuna says, no, I don't want to fight. Before that, he requests Krishna, Krishna, can you please take my chariot in the middle of these two armies and take very slowly. Nobody should think that I am going to fight. I just want to see both these armies very closely. Final time before I finally jump and start fighting. I just wish to see both these people who are fighting today. So Krishna was a bit surprised. He said, now the conches have been blown and this guy is saying, come on, take me to the center, I want to see. Well, my dear, haven't you seen earlier? These are your own family people. And all the friends, all the kings. You know everybody. He says, no, I just want to see a game. So it's okay, fine. So Krishna slowly took the chariot and it was parked in the middle of the two armies. And then he saw both these people. And he saw, my brother, my uncle, my maternal uncle, my paternal uncle, whom he called Mama and Chacha, my Guru, my friend, hi, how are you? All dear friends, childhood friends, they are standing in front of each other. And today, look at the turn of destiny. Today I am going to kill them. I have to kill them. So he says, no, not interested. I know taking such a decision at this moment will mean that maybe I won't be powerful, I won't be wealthy, I won't be able to do anything in life. But that, he says, is not too much of a problem. I know myself. We are the builders of the kingdom. We don't start with resources, we can create resources. Wherever such good people they are there, the kingdom is created over there. Wherever Ram is there, Ayodhya comes over there. Good, intelligent, creative people, they create kingdoms. Not because it has been coming down to us from inheritance, but intelligence is all about, garnering the resources, channelizing the people, the energies, and then doing good work. This doesn't matter, I'll be able to manage my life. And still I'm going to live in a very intelligent, dynamic way. And to think that, only when I've got money, resources and power, then I'll be happy, he thinks that it's a stupid thing to think. Those who think that only with money you are going to spend your life nicely, look at all the millionaires and billionaires. Are they the happiest people on the planet? Are the families of these people their embodiment of goodness, love, peace, compassion, well-being for the whole society, for the whole world? They cannot think beyond, 2 or 4 people in their family. That is their only sphere of existence. Everybody else is seen as, they are not related to me. I don't care a damn about them. Let them struggle, let them die, let them suffer. I don't want to become like that. In case if wealthy people, it translates into such a small petty life. Only you and your family is good, rest, to hell with them. He says, no. Intelligent people, they create resources by their own service, their intelligence. They don't need all the bank balance to live their own lives. To even think that, in my old age, in case if I don't have money, how am I going to live? He says, such people, they are ignorant. Such people, they do not know what is the, real source of happiness, security, fulfillment. These people, they are so extrovert and so dependent on things outside that they can only think and dream that only when I have all these things, I'll be a happy person. That is what the Westerners do. That is what the materialist people do. Materialist people, and there is a materialist philosophy of life. The materialistic philosophy of life means that, your life will be happy, comfortable, fulfilled, successful, only when you have some materials outside. By yourself, you are nothing. You're only something when you have some materials around you. And by materials, basically we mean something in my bank. Money in my bank. Money in my portfolio. When I have good money with me, then alone I will be happy. So Arjuna says, I don't subscribe to that philosophy of life. I don't accept. I think it is a life of extreme dependencies. Even such a thought that I'll have to live only with things outside, it's below my self-dignity. There is no self-esteem in that person. In case if you are something only because of something outside, then you are by yourself zero. Is that your self-esteem? Is that your self-knowledge? Is that your self-strength? And in case if you are living as such a weakling, a person who is such a weak person, that you can only become something important when we have some power and seat and money and wealth, then such rascals, such people who are without any self-esteem, they can never be relied upon. They make the world a very dangerous place because they will go after all the resources blindlessly. And that is not a good way to live. A person should have some strength inside. You should be the master of your life. You should have such a strength that even if nothing is there, I will create everything. I remember, as so many people, all the various great industrialists, I was reading the life of certain very big industrialists. There's a group over here in India which is called Ambani Group. The Ambani Group, today they are very big industry house, business house. But their father was a poor man. And that person, he started his life doing small business in an intelligent, caring, good way. And when he became a good person and started serving the world outside, people, started respecting and loving him. And slowly, he gathered all the faith of the people and he started thinking slightly big. Slowly, he became a rich man with big following. There is a very big, steel magnate of India. He is in UK right now. is Lakshmi Mittal. Today, he manages the entire steel industry of the whole world. He's got some of the biggest steel industries in his pocket. And he was a poor fellow in UP, going around from one shop to another on a bicycle. Such a small job. But there is an art. How can you become really a good person, rich, resourceful, powerful? So there is an art. Now there is another story connected to this. When Lord Rama was fighting Ravana. So at that time, both the armies were there and Ravana was on a chariot, fully armed and all the latest arms. He was very rich, was very powerful. And he used to loot, he used to rob, get from anywhere. Any good thing, kill the person, get it. And he had the best. So, he was standing all well armed on his great chariot. And on the other side, Ramji was standing, on foot without any armament, only with one bow which was made from the wood, got from the forest. And he had a string, he made that bow and got the arrows. That was all he had. So he was fighting war. At that time, one fellow comes to Ramji, he says, I don't think this is a fair war. Look at this fellow, how resourceful he is. How powerful he is, how wealthy he is. How can he ever fight a war with a person who is so wealthy, so resourceful, so powerful, and with such small means at your disposal? So at that time Ramji smiled at him and he says, my dear fellow, my dear Vibhishan, his name was Vibhishan, I'll tell you a secret. That by which a person, really wins the war of life are not these things, my dear. Look at so many people with money, with power, they have made their life, such a pathetic situation. Nobody loves and cares them. So it is not about the money, it's not about the power. It's about the wisdom. It's about dharma. It's about a proper knowledge of yourself. Self-confidence about yourself. Knowledge about yourself. You can do it, and then you should be able to do it. And challenges, they're always good. Why do you want to avoid challenges? You're such a weak person. You're such a dependent person that even the very thought of so many challenges makes your knees start becoming weak and start shivering. Oh, Swamiji, what will happen, when I grow old? He says, when you go old, you will get a stick in your hand. That is all what you're going to do. But where will I get my food? He says, when God sent you in this world, you came with all your baggage. The one who has created the world has created food for you. Why don't you believe him? What is this stupid kind of philosophy that I alone manage my life? Do you really manage your life? Do you really manage your job? Do you really manage your health? Should I send one more wave of COVID? One wave of COVID should have made you, self-realized person. But you are not learning any lessons. At that time, only God came and helped you. And once the problem is over, you are the first person to forget God. I am going to manage my life. Such people can never ever imagine to become a sannyasi. Sannyasi is one who has left every wealth, all family, all property, nothing. Dare to leave everything aside and then walk in this world. So how do they do that? Are they stupid fellows? Well, today I am sitting in such a lovely ashram. And Alexei, when he came after us, he says, "Oh, the ashram has changed. It has become so nice, so beautiful." And Alexei, I don't have any resources. I am a sannyasi. I just manage my work properly. I do my work properly. And I get everything what I want. And I never depend, I never crave, I never manipulate any people. I just let them be free, and I serve, and they reciprocate. So there is an art of living in which you need not depend. Even if you go to a forest, you go to a foreign land, if you start serving, loving, caring everybody enthusiastically, you will become the most important and dear person to everybody. So Arjuna had a philosophy. He says, "Don't worry, Krishna. I will never put wealth and money and power above everything. I'm not going to depend on that. I will depend only on good, loving, caring, intelligent work. Whatever situation comes to me in my life, I should have enough strength that I'll do it. In fact, I keep on asking, God, oh God, give me some challenges in life. My life is getting very bored. It is just like, any game. You like football? And you have seen a game in which you don't have any challenge? If you start playing with a team which is, not good team, do you enjoy that game? No. We enjoy game when we have challenges. Just as we used to play badminton, now we are getting old and the knees, getting old, so I don't play badminton. My doctor has asked me not to strain your knees too much. But when, I used to play with a Sangha, he used to play very nicely. Run around here and there, And once when he was not there, then Swamiji said, "Guruji, I will play with you." And she used to stand there at one place. Come on. Service, return, short. I said, forget it. I'll wait for some good person to come. Thank you very much for your cooperation. No challenges, no game. No challenges, no life. No problems and no joy. So all the various challenges, they help us to bring out the best from us. So therefore, Arjuna had a different philosophy of life. He says, I am never going to compromise on the issues of my philosophy, the dynamic, loving, creative, intelligent way of living. which is free from all dependencies. Only weak people, they have to depend on so many things. We can create wealth, we can create resources, we can create beauty around. I want to live like that. So Krishna, please take my chariot, return, back to our home. He says, are you serious? Do you want to leave the war? He says, yes, I have decided. So Krishna was surprised. And then, starts the second chapter. In the first chapter of Gita, Arjuna was giving his various reasons. And the reasons why I should not fight a war. So he gave various reasons. I am not going to fight. Finish. Retiring. I am leaving. And once, apparently the person seems to be saying something good. That I'll not depend, I'll work hard, I'll create something of my own. And let God give whatever situation. I have to anyway live in every situation. Every day, what is going to come in this day, I don't know. Many people go to astrologers, Oh, Mr. Astrologer, oh, Pandit ji, what is my luck like? What is my kismat? What is my day like, In India, we have horoscopes. Horoscopes, people, they calculate the entire cosmic configurations and then they calculate, okay, tomorrow you're going to have an accident. Better be careful. So they predict. And, these astrologers, they have great following. And they don't predict without any money. He says, you want to know your future? Give me $1,000. And then I'll tell you. And these fellows, they're very smart. Really speaking, they don't know what is going to come. But because of some understanding about the planet, this planet has come here, this planet has come there, and because of that, I'm going to predict your future. You're going to leave your wife very soon. Oh, don't tell me that. Oh, yes, I'm telling you. How do you say that? This planet there has moved from here to there and therefore you are going to leave. She's going to get angry with you and you're going to have hell of a problem also. Because these wives come and go, they don't come without any problem and they don't leave without problem. So this is in store for you. And in case if you don't want your wife to go, then I'll do something special for you. Some puja, special puja, but that is going to cost a lot of money. That is your choice. If you want your wife to continue, then pay this much. I'll do the puja and then your wife will continue. So it's a deal, And your wish, if you want. If you're fed up with your wife, okay, forget it. So all these kind of things go on. And there are other people who say, I'm not bothered about what is going to come in future. Oh God, give me strength. Give me wisdom. Give me confidence. Whatever comes tomorrow in my life, I will see every situation and respond in a good, intelligent way. I'm not afraid of any situation. And give me that wisdom that I should live like a good person. not as a selfish, petty, thoughtless, feelingless. I don't like such people also, and I don't want to be such person. So Arjuna was a different kind of person. So, yet there was one different situation. Arjuna was not happy with his decision. On one hand, he could think that I will leave everything. I will leave the kingdom, I will leave the wealth. I live alone if need be. So that bespeaks of his confidence. But nevertheless, he had a very heavy heart. Even tears are flowing down from his eyes. So there was grief inside. There was sorrow inside. So Krishna asked that, why are you feeling so sorrowful about? In case if you don't want to fight a war, then why this worry? He says, I have a problem. On one hand, my whole people and all the good people in this society, they believe that I will help the whole country at this moment, at this juncture. My country is seeing all the kind of problems. All the evil, all the pettiness, all these things are going on. The loot is going on. Nobody is caring about the country. They're only making their own palaces big. Once you become a king, you are not bothered about the people. You are only bothered about, your bank account in Switzerland. Your own money, your own savings. So there are these kind of people. So Arjuna says, Krishna, I don't want to become like these people. I want to become a good, intelligent, loving person. Yet there is a problem. The problem is that the entire society, they are suffering at the hands of these evil rulers. And they want to rid themselves from these rascals. And they believed me that I am going to help and I am going to, take the leadership and fight the war. But because of my certain emotional reasons, because my relatives are there, my guru is there, my grandfather is there, and all the people, my children, they are there. And every person, how can they ever fight with their own children? So therefore, on one hand, I do not, personally depend upon wealth and power. I'm not that kind of a person. But I am a sensitive, caring person. I want to fulfill my responsibilities. Whatever expectations people have given, I want to fulfill that at least. My whole country, they're suffering because of, in the hands of these evil rulers, selfish rulers. Our great country has come down to such a pass that everybody is feeling so sorrowful. Ye kahan aa gaye hum? Where have we come today? It was such a great country, such a great land, such great philosophy. And today there are so many poor people. They are suffering, they are crying, they don't have any amenities. So these people, they requested us that we should do something about the whole ruling class. And I accepted that. So I've got a fix, I've got a problem. You see the problem? On one hand, I do not depend upon personally on wealth, on power, on anything to lead my life. Yet I want to do something good. I want to help the country. I want to help the society. I want to help the families who are suffering. And this is an opportunity I can, unseat these people who are ruling. So I am just sorrowful about that I am not able to redeem my pledge. The pledge which I had given to these guys, that okay, I will do something about it. I am not able to do it. Because of my personal emotional reasons, I am getting weak. I am becoming incompetent. I cannot do anything about it. I don't want to fight. So my mind, it's in a fix. I have two options which are going on in my mind. Should I do my duty or should I run away? Should I just personally, take care of my feelings or I should do my duty? Basically, this was a war between one's feelings and one's convictions. On one hand, I have feelings, and on one hand, I have certain convictions, some philosophy, some vision of life. So, I do not know what to do. And because I do not know what to do, so therefore I cannot hold my bow and arrow also. So Krishna, please take me away. At that time, Krishna, Lord Krishna, Bhagwan Krishna, he gave a beautiful discourse to Arjuna. He asked certain things to Arjuna. And that is what Bhagwad Gita is all about. A person who is in a fix about, what to do and what not to do in life, for such a person, not a person who is retiring from life, not a sannyasi. Gita is not for sannyasi. Gita is for people who are fighting their wars, who have their challenges, who have dreams, who have various decisions to make. But they're always in a fix. Should I do this, that? Should I do that? Should I go away? Should I not do that? Should I do that? And this incapacity to decide what is right is bringing about a lot of pain, which we call as grief. Grief is something where, there is a profound indecisiveness in the mind. I cannot do anything. Yeah? Have you experienced those moments in your life? I don't know what to do. I cannot go and I cannot stay. I cannot eat and I cannot leave. When you cannot do both these things, that time, that state of mind of incapacity is very painful, very choking state of mind. That's called grief. In Sanskrit, it is called shoka. Shoka is not mere sorrow. Sorrow, anybody will get sorrow, pain. Suppose your, body gets hurt, pain will be there. Your body gets ill, pain will be there, sorrow will be there. But shoka, grief, is another kind of problem of human life. And anybody in the world will face the shock sometime or the other. And Gita, the basic objective of Gita is to show us a way to to get over shok, grief. And therefore in the beginning Arjuna, he says, I'm very grieving. And at the end, after the discourse in the 18th chapter, 700 shlokas, Bhagavan Krishna tells Arjuna, therefore Arjuna, ma shucha, therefore you should not grieve. Basically, the entire discourse of Gita is to help us, get over the potential grief in life. And suppose, you don't have grief, then you can take decisions. A person who is, inflicted with grief cannot take any decisions. And it is such a painful thing, and all kind of diseases starts happening. Depression will be there, sleeplessness will be there, there won't be any, hunger, there won't be any smile, the whole face will start getting dull. So anybody will meet you and say, are you all right? Is it not really? I have got so many problems, I can't tell you where to begin, where to end. So grief is a very typical problem, and it is prevalent everywhere, at any time and at any space, in any country, in any society. Grief is a universal problem. And how are you going to handle your grief? So today we will end our class here and give you all one homework. So something you have to ponder, something you have to think about. Suppose you have grief in your life. Number one, first try to understand what is grief. And then if you have grief in your life, indecisiveness, any option you take has full of problems. And therefore that state of mind which is indecisive, you cannot decide. And indecisiveness has got, that kind of pain. Incompetency, inability. And in case if you sustain that grief for a long time, then you have all the kind of psychological problems like depression and all the psychic issues. Everything starts only from grief. Suppose, you are asked that, okay, somebody in your family or friends, they are grieving. What are you going to suggest to them? What are you going to tell them how you are going to get over grief? So grief is a very, very important problem. And Gita is grief booty. A medicine to handle grief. So before we try to go into and appreciate the perception of Lord Krishna, what does he suggest to entire mankind? That how you should get over your possible potential grief. I will appreciate if you all people try to give your prescriptions. How you are going to handle your grief whenever you want to. You will have to face them. So with that we end today's session, and we will continue this tomorrow from this point onwards. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari